What's going on YouTube? Philip from World here, and in today's video I want to show you guys how to make a quick and easy trout fishing setup. This setup is mainly used on off of shores and off of docks or piers. You would see these kind of setups at your local lakes that you know are stocked with trout, and you just see people casting the lines out there. They will most likely be using this setup. I mean, I know there's obviously thousands or billions of ways to fish trout, but this is the most common, and I can guarantee you'll catch fish if you do this correctly. Now let's not waste any time, let's go ahead and get into it. Now the first thing you'll need is a light action, medium light action rod, or you can really use any type of rod. I've seen people use like huge saltwater fishing rods, and I've seen people go as little as like super small ice fishing rods, but you can use a ultra light rod, but I highly recommend a medium light action rod. I'm using a Shimano Stimula fishing rod. It's just a two-piece fishing rod, and it's like around $30 at like your local sports stores that carry fishing stuff. And yeah, I think this is the perfect rod. So once you have your rod, the next thing is gonna be a reel. Usually when you buy these rods, they come with a reel, but if it doesn't, make sure you get yourself a nice reel. Make sure it's a reel that has a really nice drag, because it's really fun to fight the trout when you have like a perfect drag set, and that also you wouldn't lose the fish when they pull away from you. So yeah, make sure to get a nice reel, and let's go ahead and get into the next item. So the next thing you'll need is some line. I recommend some monofilament line, anywhere around from 6 to 8 pound test. You can really go either way, but most people recommend 8 pound, some people recommend 6 pound. Just go with either one. I would recommend going with 8 pound, but I'm using 6 pound right now, and this line, why it's good is because it's super light, and it floats on the water, which is something you want, and also it's pretty much invisible in the water, and trout have super good eyes, so you're gonna want them to not be able to see it, because then they'll be scared and they'll go away. And yeah, so monofilament line, 6 to 8 pound. Make sure you put it on your reel, and then now you'll be ready to thread your fishing line through the eyes with loops on the fishing rod, and you'll be ready for the next step. So let's go ahead and once you have your line on your reel, let's go ahead and thread the line through your eyes or loops on the rod, and you'll be ready for the next step. Alright, so once you have your line threaded through the eyes, you're ready for the next step, which is getting down to the setup. Alright, now that you've threaded the line through your fishing rod, you're ready for the actual setup of the fishing rig. To start off, you're first going to need a sinker, and specifically an egg shot sinker, and you're also going to need a swivel. And once you have those two items, you're ready to set up the line. Now to start off, you're going to want to take your egg shot weight, and you want to take the line that's running from your rod, and you're going to want to go ahead and run the line through the egg shot like so, and have it dangling like this. Now you grab your swivel here, and you're going to want to go ahead and tie the swivel. You can tie it any way you want with any method. I'm just going to do the one I always use. Alright, now that you have your swivel tied on there, you can go ahead and test to see if you have it set up correctly by letting the weight dangle down like this off of the swivel. And if it doesn't go anywhere, you know you've done this right. Now you can go ahead and cut off the excessive line coming from your knot. And now you're ready for the next step. Alright, now that we finished getting the weight and swivel tied on, you're now ready for the next step. This step gets a little bit complicated because this is where you actually run the leader with the hook on it. And to start off with this one, you're going to want to take your monofilament line, remember 6 or 8 pound test, and you want to go ahead and take some of it out from the roll right here. Now as you can see, this line is really thin. I don't know if you can catch that on the camera, but it's super thin. Once you have your hook picked out, you're ready to tie the hook on the line. Now, from the monofilament line you got from the reel over there, or the roll I mean, you're ready to tie the hook. Now, in order to tie the hook, You can really do this anyway, but the best way to do this is to just run the line down like that through the eye of the hook. Run it along the hook, kind of forming your own hook, so it looks something like that. And then you want to take the excessive line, make sure to have plenty of it to work with, and you're going to want to wrap around the base of the hook. Do this about 5 to 6 times. And then once you have that tied around the base of the hook, you're going to have this like little loop right here. And you're going to want to go ahead and run the excessive line through that loop. And pull. Should look something like that. If that was a little bit too complicated for you, you can go ahead and just do any type of knot you want to do. But make sure it's strong enough, because these fish do have a lot of strength. And if you don't have it set up right, it'll get pulled right off. And of course, cut off any excessive line you have. Maybe a little more. There we go. Should look something like that. Now this is where things get a little bit complicated, because this is the leader part now. Now for your leader, you want to run about, I don't know, this really depends on, you want to go down to your the lake you want to fish at and look for other fishermen and ask them at what depths they fish at. Really with this setup, you're going to want to fish depending on how deep your lake is. Let's just say your lake is about 10 feet deep, and you're fishing in about 10 feet deep of water, and you're going to want to go about, I don't know, maybe you're going to want to go at 10 feet, or you can go around 9 or 8 feet. The point is just have the bait near the surface so the trout can see it. But yeah, let's just say you want to go with 9 feet. I'm not going to actually do it because this is just for demonstration purposes. But pretty much you're going from your hook, if let's just say this distance was 10 feet, you're going to want to go to that distance, you want to go with 10 feet. And right at the end, you want to make a small loop. And how you do this is you take your line, you kind of bend it like this, and make sure they're touching together like that. Then you're going to want to take this loop that you formed right here, and you want to go around the two lines that are touching, and this is just the same line, just to let you know. And you're going to want to run the loop around to form a knot, like so. You're going to want to pull, and yeah, it pretty much makes a small little loop like that with a knot. Make sure to do it twice to add more strength. And yeah, just cut off the line coming from the reel, and you're ready to make the rig. Now pretending this is 10 feet, you're going to have your hook, just to show you how this looks like. You have your hook, and pretend this is 10 feet. This is really only like 1.5 feet, but from your hook, you're going to have a small leader like this of line, and you're going to have the end where you made the loop. And from the end where you made the loop, you're going to want to go ahead and put this on your swivel here. No, it's already opened for me. Just run it through like this. Make sure to close that swivel right there. And yeah, now you're ready to go and fish. The next step will be adding the bait you would use to catch a trout. It's going to look something like this. You're going to have your sinker, the swivel, and going onto the hook. Now you're ready for the next step. Now for the baits, you're going to want to go with a floating power bait, or power eggs. Let's see, where is it here? Okay, there we go. Here's the just the power bait. I mean, it's not the actual power bait brand, but it's the same stuff. Really, it's just this kind of paste stuff, kind of like Play-Doh, and you can like take it like this. It's sticky, and you can form like a little ball with it. And this one is specifically green with sparkles, and it's a garlic kind of smell. This is my favorite one right here. I have a lot of success with my legs here using this one. And also you can go with just a power egg. Right here I have these two different colors. I really like green because it really works, and these smell like garlic. But it's really just power bait, power eggs. You can get these at any store that carries fishing stuff if they have it. And also another one that works is this garlic kind of juice stuff. It's also made by Powerbait, Berkeley Powerbait, and it's just this garlic paste kind of stuff. It's already in goo, and you just dip the Powerbait in there, and then you're ready to cast. Now when you get the power balls, or I mean not the power balls, the power eggs, it's gonna look something like this. Go ahead and pinch off just 2 of them. You can do this with 1, but I recommend 2 because I have better success when I'm using 2. But if 2 is not working for you, just go ahead and do 1. You're gonna want to go ahead and take the 2 eggs and run them through the hook, making sure you go from the part where you ripped it off, going down like this, and going through the second one like this. And you want to pull this down to where it goes on the line coming through the base. And you want to have it looking like this. Some people actually have it in the hook, but this is the setup I'm recommending. You're gonna have 2 eggs like this, and going from the 2 eggs, you're gonna want to take your Powerbait, the paste one, like this. You're gonna want to take some of it out. Take just like a little bit of it. You don't need too much, just maybe like this. Go ahead and have it in your hands. And this, I mean, obviously this gets a little dirty, but if you're fishing at a lake, you have plenty of water to wash your hands with. And you want to like roll it in a little ball like this. It's kind of like dough when you're making like little balls. And it should look something like this. Get that focus for you. And you're gonna want to go ahead and take your hook. And I used a larger hook just for demonstration purposes. You would have a smaller hook, so you'd have to use less. But you want to take that ball and kind of run it on the hook, making sure to cover all of it up. Well, obviously I have a huge hook and I didn't get enough paste, but you'd pretty much get the idea. And your finished product should look something like this. Obviously this looks weird, and it's not something you would think a fish would go after, but I have had numerous successes like this, and I see people using the same exact setup, and this would catch you fish. And an overall look would be, you're gonna have your sinker right here. What happens is this is gonna sink all the way to the bottom, to the floor, and it's gonna hit the floor, and then this, because you're using line that floats and this stuff floats, Powerbait floats, it will float up to the very top, and then that's where trout come after it. Now if you bought the garlic sauce right here, you're gonna want to open this and just dip this in like once or twice, and you're ready to go cast out. Now just as another recommendation, try to go for stuff that has a garlic smell or shrimp smell. This specific right here, this Gulp Alive, this exact one right here I have in my hands, this is probably one of the best baits I've used. I mean, sometimes it doesn't work, but the days it does work where the fish are going after it, I catch my limit instantly, like maybe in less than 30 minutes. So yeah, just as a recommendation out there. Also, just as another tip, make sure when you're dealing with these power baits to actually, when you're done using it, close it all the way and make sure it's sealed nice and tight, because these things will dry out if you leave them open. So yeah guys, that's how to make the basic trout fishing rig. I guarantee you'll catch fish with this rig if you did it correctly. I just want to say good luck on catching some fish when spring comes around. And yeah, thanks for watching. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Be sure to comment down if you like this video. And be sure to also hit the subscribe button if you want to watch my other videos. It'll help me out a lot. And yeah, I hope you guys have a nice day and have a good fishing.